everybody, and welcome to my channel, Which Way 101. If you are new, welcome to it. If you are a returning subscriber, returning viewer, thank you for coming back. As you've probably noticed, I have been out for a bit. I will get to that here in a second. I do not have the rights to the music in the background. I've been dealing with an abscessed tooth. So I didn't want to go ahead and come on here while literally it looked like my jaw was like this freaking big. Like it literally looked like somebody had whacked me upside the head or something. So it was all sorts of crazy. So anyways, I went to my doctor, got the antibiotics, all that stuff. So I still have it right now, but as we can all tell, the swelling's down enough for me to be able to get back to filming. That plus all the stomach issues that I've been dealing with combined have just not been letting me film the way that I want to or need to. However, I do have a bunch of videos coming up. I have a bunch of videos planned up. So after this, I'm going to be going through all of the planets. So literally when we're done with this one, there's still a bunch more to come. So check out the description for any of the other playlists that I have. Everything will be down there in my social media as well. My Patreon, my Twitter, my Facebook group, all of that fun, yummy stuff. So please do not forget to check that out in the description. And then there's also a cute little rose somewhere in the corner. I don't know which side. It's on one of the sides. If you click that, you will automatically subscribe to my channel. Please do. That definitely helps, along with sharing my videos. That has also been a tremendous help for growing my channel. I cannot thank you guys enough for doing that. So anyways, today we're going to be going over Mercury and what it does, how it corresponds, and how it correlates to people, okay, and what this planet can do as far as astrology is concerned. So Mercury rules communication, and communication, we're talking text, phone, face-to-face, email, all forms of communication, okay? So I highly recommend when Mercury is in retrograde to check that out and make sure that you talk to people a little bit differently, just a wee bit. People, for some reason, don't always understand what's being said to them when Mercury's in retrograde. It seems to go over their head. That's just part of the communication thing. It just doesn't always work when it's in retrograde. Anyways, so Mercury also rules networking, travel, trade, information, merchants, and commerce as well. So those are a lot of things that Mercury does indeed control. And if you have anything dealing with Mercury in your natal chart, I do recommend going ahead and taking full-blown advantage of that, especially if you are in sales or anything like that. It can definitely come in handy. Mercury also rules Gemini and the day Wednesday. With Mercury ruling the third house in astrology, it is an important aspect because in a person's birth chart, the third house rules all forms of communication, as I've already said. And that includes, again, every single device you can think of for communication, your phones, your tablets, your computers, all of those gadgets that help you communicate. Those are all affected when Mercury is in retrograde. It rules all of that fun stuff. It also rules Facebooks, chat apps, YouTube, Twitter, all of that. Okay, so please do keep that in mind when it comes to Mercury in retrograde, or if you are a Gemini or anything like that, you might find different traits on these very important to you, or you might find yourself naturally drawn and have the ability to do certain things that you've noticed other people around you are not quite able to do. And as far as planetary correspondences, Mercury, its correspondences is the intellect, communications, written or spoken, teaching and learning, travel, diplomacy, and influencing others. Okay, now those are the planetary correspondences of Mercury. As for plants and herbs that are used to represent Mercury, there are a lot. I did not mention every single one of them. Personally, I did not want this video to be forever and a day. It might end up being a little bit longer than a few of my last ones because there's a lot of information about Mercury. Excuse me. So some of the plants and herbs that represent Mercury are the following: dill, fennel, lavender, oregano, parsley, hazelnut, almond, honeysuckle, myrtle, and mulberry. There are many, 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 many more, like I've already said, that I'm not going to mention in this video. It would literally take me forever to get through this video if I did that. Green and other green gems are usually used to represent Mercury, along with the colors for Mercury being blue and purple, usually mixed, blue and gray usually mixed together as well, and pink and yellow are the colors that usually represent Mercury. Mercury has been called names such as Nabu after the messenger god of the Babylonians. The Greeks also called Mercury Apollo in the morning sky and Hermes when it appeared in the evening. Anubis was also represented as Mercury, and Thoth, as some would say too. Now let's not forget to overlook a lot of people's favorites, Loki. Okay, so Mercury, as you can tell, does rule a lot of stuff when it comes to all sorts of communicational things, devices, and whatnot. It does indeed dictate what a person will be like in their communication, where their what sign is in their Mercury or in their house of Gemini. The third house is not something that everybody looks at as far as communication is concerned, but when you actually break it down, communication is a really big thing nowadays. With all the different forms of talking that we have, communication is key to a long-lasting longevity in any sort of relationship you have, whether it be with your spouse, your coworkers, or even your work. So in essence, when it comes down to it, I always try to have honest, transparent, concise, consistent communication. And I find that that goes ahead and helps me a lot of times, whether or not Mercury is in retrograde or not. And I find that by doing this, I don't have to worry about sitting there and either catching myself up in a lie or even a white lie or anything like that. Like, I'm horrible at surprises for people because I'm horrible at lying. It's actually kind of funny. So, but that's what I would highly recommend doing. If you feel like you have issues with communication, I would try that with yourself first before you try it with other people, because a lot of people have issues communicating with themselves. And if they already have issues communicating with themselves, they are most likely going to have issues communicating with other people. So practice with yourself first before you go with other people. And if you're touchy about getting close to other people because of the communication thing, start with your work after you've started with yourself. You know what I mean? It's those baby steps that go ahead and help us grow and make us grow as individuals and people in our life. So anyways, I'm going to leave this video wrapped up like that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have many, many, many more to come. I'm going to try to post another one tomorrow. Do not quote me on that. I'm going to try. I pretty much have like all of these papers like written out so that I have all these notes for everybody, because I feel like there's so many different times where my mind gets too jumbled with what I'm trying to say. So like I said, I've got a bunch more videos coming out. I hope you all hit that subscribe button. I hope you hit that like button. Anyways, I will talk to you all later. Have a great day. Bye for now. Blessed be.